I would tell a bride or groom who's considering working with you guys that it is the perfect one-stop shop. My name is Natalie Casimir, and I am a future bride-to-be getting married next year on April 6th in Scotland. My fiance and I decided that we wanted to be adventurous and get married somewhere outside of the United States. And with that came some pretty challenging obstacles to overcome. I think communication is key for any wedding. But specifically for an abroad wedding, it is really hard to help people understand all of the tips and tricks for not only just traveling safely in the day-to-day, but just traveling safely in the middle of a pandemic. So trying to make sure that tickets are coordinated and we have people's flight itineraries so that we have the proper transportation coming to pick them up at the proper time, helping them understand COVID, vaccination requirements for the country that we're going to go explore, making sure that we are helping to schedule PCR tests as necessary, temperature checks when appropriate, and then just trying to get basic things that you would get at any wedding, right? Like RSVPs figured out, trying to get dietary restrictions figured out. And I think I was just really looking for a solution that would bring all of those things into one location so that I wouldn't have to worry about tracking in a Google form that is not connected to my wedding website. So just got a little complicated and overstimulated by all of the craziness. I work in strategic planning and project management. And so something that's really important to me is organization. There are a lot of other apps and websites out there that can help you do this, but they all do it from a planning perspective. So what happens after you plan? Like what happens when you get to the point where you just really need to get information to people and you want to do it quickly and efficiently? And I think this app particularly allows you to do that. It's that one step afterward that helps you to consolidate your information, communicate it clearly, and then also stay on top of your guests to make sure that they're getting the most up-to-date information about your event. So it's definitely really helpful from a communication standpoint. Honestly, I'm gonna scream for the push notifications all day because that has been a saving grace. I think everybody struggles the most with getting their guests to RSVP, and you hate being the bride that calls and nags, but this is kind of a really indirect way to do it. So I don't feel like I'm being the bad guy or pushing people to come to my wedding, but come to my wedding, please. I think it's amazing, and it's an incredible way to communicate quickly, especially in the age of COVID when there's so much going on and you need to cancel on a whim. You don't have to spend money on the many different like invitations or change of plan cards that come through on Minted or the Knot. You can just send a push notification and let people know in real time. It's like incredible that you can do it all at one time now. And it also gives you so many opportunities to engage with your guests in a brand new way. Like I feel like I can crack jokes and send emojis and make people feel welcome and at home and like they're getting a little bit more of my personality. It's just a really cool spot. And I think it's really fun to use. I can interact with my guests in a way that I historically probably wouldn't have been able to because I can see exactly what's happening on the back end. And I have guests that don't speak English very well. And if I see that they're not interacting very well with the app or with my information, I can give them a call based on who is showing up in my list of interacted members, which is fantastic for me. It's really easy to manage the app. I think not only just from like a fun customizable perspective, I think it was really simple. I think it took me like 5-10 minutes to start the base of the app. And it also creates an environment where I don't have to be the sole contributor and proprietor of the app. I can give my groom creative control. I can give my like maid of honor and his best man creative control so that if there's something that we can't do for whatever reason, they're able to hop on and do it for us, which is something that I have not seen on a wedding app or a wedding website without me having to give my personal sign-on information, which is always something that I'm fidgety about. So it's really helpful. And I feel like this app provides all of my information in one location, which I'm in love with.